Kayena vacha chittena pamadena maya katang achayang kamame bante buri panya tathagata kayena vacha chittena pamadena maya katang achayang kamame dhamma sanditika akalika kayena vacha chittena pamadena maya katang achayang kamame sangha supatipana anuttara sadhu sadhu sadhu. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Buddhang saranang gacchami. Dhammang saranang gacchami. Sanghang saranang gacchami. Tisarana gamanang paripurnang panatipata veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Adina dana veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Abrahmacharya veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Musawada veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Sura meraya majapamadatthana veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Vikala bhojana veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Nacha Gita Vadita Visuka Dasana Malaganda Vilepana Dharana Mandana Vibhusanathana Veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Uchasayana Mahasayana Veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Idang me silang Magapala nyanasa Pachayo Hotu Appamadena Sampadeta. All right. Tonight we'll start with a new guided meditation. We go on to a little bit more uglier. We're going to start with the 32 parts of the body. Yeah. This is one of the guardian meditation of Vipassana. Yeah. Now, in the 32 parts of the body, it's a quite complicated, because the firstly is that you have to remember what are the 32 parts. Yeah. But we are not going to go into all the 32 parts. We take the first 5 will do as a set. And the first 5, and we look at it as a set. What is important here when we do this 32 parts of the body, or the first 5 parts of the body, is to bring about the non-attachment to the body. Yeah, the non-attachment towards the body. It sometimes may feel a little bit of, you feel a bit of foulness of the mind arises, which is good. But if it falls into totally like anger, or sometimes like total fear, or like utterly disgusting, then there's something wrong with the mind. That means you are going too far off already. Here is just the 32 parts of the body, is just to bring the mind so that it non-attach to all these, the body parts. Or we look at the body as not as a body, but we look at them as parts of the body that comes together to make up a body. So when we look at them, here is to reduce the beauty, the attachment of this body. We don't realize it that there's a lot of attachment because it is very sort of natural to us, but we don't realize it is behind that. It's all attachment and craving. So we're going to go through all the 5. Then for the first day, we're going to do 1 or 2. Then the second day, maybe we do 3. Then after that, the following day, we go back to the first 2 or 3. Then we're going to go on like that. All the nature of the reflection is all almost the same thing. It's just that you bring up the image. Let's say we start off with a head hair. You imagine a head hair, the place, location, its color, and so on. Then after that, we're going to look into more when the head hair is on the floor or on this one where it is disconnected with the body. The moment it gets disconnected the body, then it's not more beautiful anymore. It's not more pleasant to you anymore. Then with that, we bring about that non-pleasantness into the mind, but not fall into like total fear or anger or sad or whatever. It's just only the non-attachment is there. And then this is how we bring about the way of how we do the 32 parts of the body. Yeah, you can go into a more calmer, clearer, and so on. But it's just to help us for us to try and see. Yeah, because this is one of the things that normally yogis don't really do all these things. Okay, let us start. Okay, let us all sit here. Again, we lack of all the vipassana objects, lack of all the thinking, planning, thoughts. Keep the mind open, calm, and peaceful. Being here in the present, right here and now. Let the body relax. Whatever tension, whatever hardness, let it all go. Relax from top of the head, slowly down to the forehead, face, neck and shoulders and arms, to the chest, stomach area, to the spine, to the back, to the hips, buttocks, thighs, to the knees and calves, ankles, soles, toes. Let me go through this mentally. Head hair, body hair, nails, teeth, skin. 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 Now let us imagine the red head hair. Let us start off with the head hair, head hair, head hair, head hair, head hair, head hair, head hair. Imagine the location of the head hair on the top of the head, its color, its natural color may be black, gray. Imagine its size, it can be long or short. Imagine the area, the color, the location. Head hair, head hair, head hair. Now as we imagine the head hair on top of the head, now imagine the head hair is on the floor. Perhaps when we went to a barber or beauty salon or hair salon, then you imagine all the head hair is on the floor. Imagine this head hair on the floor is no more beautiful. We don't want to touch it. You feel that it is dirty when it's disconnected from the body. It is not attractive anymore. It's unpleasant. We do not want to attach to it. Let us imagine the head hair is in the toilet or in a bathroom. We have to pick up the hair from the drainage pipes. And once upon a time, it was beautiful. But when it's all disconnected, it's no more beautiful to us. The unpleasant, foul. So head hair, head hair. Now let us imagine the next one. Body hair, body hair, body hair. Body hair, body hair, body hair. Body hair, body hair, body hair. Now let us take us to its location. It's from below the head hair all the way down to the legs, soles, wherever to the toes. So all these parts are all considered the body hair. Imagine its color, black, light, light black, or gray. Imagine their location, various parts of the body towards the eyebrows, mustache, eyelashes, beard, hands, legs, private parts, body on leg, on the armpits. All these things considered body hair. So imagine all the parts of the body, their body hair. Now let us imagine this body hair is disconnected from the body. And let's say the hair is in our food. In our porridge or soup. Then when we look at this head hair, at one time it was beautiful, and it's disconnected, then it's no more beautiful. And it's ugly, foul. Body hair, body hair, body hair. Now imagine that this body we kept in its natural way, without showering, without cleaning. Then all the sweat, the sweat arises, attached to the body, then there are germs and bacteria and whatnot is growing all over the body, attaching to all the body hair. The smell arises, unpleasant, foul, itchy, and so on. That's the true nature of this body. When you live it in its natural way, they turn and they change to become unpleasant. Perhaps later it will carry diseases and sickness. Imagine this head hair is on the floor, disconnected from the body, and all this head hair, all this body hair was beautiful just now. At the moment it's disconnected, it's no more beautiful. It's unpleasant. So head hair, body hair. So head hair, head hair, head hair, body hair, body hair, body hair. Head hair, body hair, nails, teeth, skin. Head hair, body hair, nails, teeth, skin, head hair, body hair, nails, teeth, skin, head hair, body hair, nails, teeth, skin. Now slowly let go of the reflection. Let go of the reflection. Let us come back to the body again. Feel the sensation of the body. Feel the rise and fall of the abdomen. Being here right now. Then we slowly open our eyes. Maybe we'll talk about this 32 parts of the body a little bit more when it comes into the next 1 or 2 days or so. Yeah. So tonight we'll look into something also on this mental agitation. So last week we talked about the mental agitation. We have various ways to counter it when we are in a retreat, when we are actually meditating, walking or sitting. Pay attention to it directly. Pay attention to it not so directly in the sense that we use sitting, touching, in breath, out breath, or rising and falling in order for us to use those objects to bring about calm type of mindfulness, to able to pull the mind out from all the thoughts, to be away from the thoughts, a little bit away from the thoughts. Yeah? And you're going to pull you in, then gently pull it out again. Pull it out until the mind becomes more calm, clear, and peaceful, until you win the this one. Yeah? So there are also like samatha meditation. All form of samatha meditation, the development of this samatha meditation is that you still need mindfulness, just like when you start off with vipassana. When you develop that mindfulness, after that you bring about that concentration, and then also that time you bring about the qualities depending on what type of meditation that you are developing. It could be like if metta, then that time with the mindfulness, concentration coming in, then metta also become clear. If you are doing karuna, then the karuna becomes clear. If you are doing 32 parts of the body, then 32 parts of the body become clear. Everything you need mindfulness. If you don't have mindfulness and you simply do all this type of meditation, yes, then you go crazy. Because without this mindfulness, everything go haywire. There's no check and balance. So this mindfulness is very helpful in everything. So now, you see, last week on Thursday, Friday, we talked about this type of how to overcome this agitation, and perhaps also maybe Monday or Tuesday also. But that time we talk about dealing with it whenever it arises. That means it arises, you need to learn various ways to abandon them. But tonight we're going to look into how to prevent them. I mean, you have to don't deal with it so much, If you have to keep on dealing with it, you're going to fail every time. And certain things, certain bases of all forms of meditation, whether you are in samatha or vipassana, you need to have certain basis of certain discipline or certain virtue in order not to get the mind into agitation. If the mind is agitated with all kinds of desire and restless mind and anger and fear and so on, Samatha also cannot start. Vipassana also cannot start. So you must have certain criteria, and certain criteria to know that what are the things which is good for you. Yeah? Now you see, in the beginning of a retreat, I always mention that if you come to a retreat, uh, one of the things is that you all must be keep the noble silence. Without the noble silence, impossible for you to do any form of retreat. But sometimes people are silent, but not noble one, because the mind think a lot. Quiet, but your mind also has to be quiet a bit. But you see, sometimes a lot of people, when they say this silence as a silent retreat, a lot of times people cannot take it. They just need to have some form of socialization. It don't have to be a mouth, but it have to be your fingers also. No. All you need to do is type near, check your internet and all that. Yeah? All these things really kills your meditation. But there are places I've heard that do all kinds of meditation. They are serious people to do meditation. But again, they miss out this point. Sometimes after sitting, they get up. Then they can go and sit down, chit chat, chit chat, chit chat. Come on. Then the next hour of sitting, then everybody go down and meditate. And after that, come up again, happy, happy, happy. Like that, you won't go deep into the meditation because you're going to bring about all your the things that you talk about or the things that you send the messages and so on. That is going to be very harmful during in your meditation. And sometimes yogis, if you have been talking, sometimes you'll know that you talk just few minutes, but it's going to last you for a few hours that talk. The conversation carry back to your sitting or walking. What did he mean? What did she mean? Did he mean that? Did he mean that thing? And so on. So you can't one carry on and on and on and on. And sometimes also all this type of messaging and so on. A lot. And then previously, we don't want to take all people's phone. Nowadays, no choice. Because you're so attached to the phone. If nobody help you, every now and then our desire for to look at the phone, to look at messages, to look at something, it's a very strong addiction in all of us, especially when we pass COVID. Because at home, nothing to do. Everything you turn on your TV, turn on your computer, phone, and all that. And then it makes us stronger and stronger in the habit of using the phone and so on. So this is another modern problem. Really a strong problem. Then this some of the things are that in certain monastery, in certain meditation center, if you talk, they see you playing with all your phone, out you go. Sekali, right there and then you pack your bags. They don't want to hear your reason. They don't want to hear your reason. You see you talking, pack your bag, go. You go to this Sayadaw U Pandita, the late Sayadaw U Pandita. Now you talk in front, see liao, die. Habis. Yeah, they're so strict. Because as I said, a lot of times the talking is worse than your COVID. Whole center, whole meditation center, all the yogis that come, see other yogis talk, they thought that, they got the so-called, also the silent license, the talk already. Then they start talking. Finish the whole retreat. And a lot of disturbance. Yeah. So this is one of the biggest thing, one of the biggest problem. Talking, playing with phones and so on. Here also we mentioned that you don't study so much, or you don't bring your books and to study even the Dharma books also. Because once in a while, this is not frequent, but once in a while, there are people bring novel to come and read. On a resting time, they open up their novel, read, and then by the time, okay, then close again, then come up and walk and sit, and then resting time again, open up their storybook. People like that. There are people like that also, like resting time or whatever, they take up their phone and watch YouTube, watch video and all that, and they laugh and all that, and they don't bother about other yogis. Happen. I mean, once in a while, and it disturb other yogis. It disturb other yogis. Some yogis are totally they don't care. They don't care about others. Usually I chase them out now. Once I chase them out, you're in my blacklist already. I'll remember you for life. No forgiveness. I'm not that yet now. But some yogis, I've scolded them, they won't come back. I didn't chase them out, but they won't come back because their ego cannot take it. Yeah. Because that time, sometimes I scold them because in other retreats they are doing that. So when I begin to teach retreat, then some of these they bring all their habits into here. I scolded them. Then after that, they don't come back to my retreat. They go other people because they still can able to chat here and there. This see already. Other teachers' problem, not mine anymore. So there are yogis like that. I really love to talk, really love to socialize. Yeah. But sometimes you are at the receiving end, they will come and talk to you. Just because you smile to them. Yeah. Just because you have eye contact with them. These people is waiting to talk to somebody. They're waiting to talk to somebody, so they have a eye contact. Then you smile to them, they remember you already. After that, later on, opportunity come in. Hi, hey, where you come from? I think I see you around from Buddhist society. Yeah, and then start already, all the conversations start already. Breaking the ice. Out there, okay lah. I know you're in the whatever society, and that one is good. Here you cannot. Impossible for you to do that. I cannot be around to check every time. But in other retreats, there are main teacher, for example, in this room. They got every side door in every floor. One floor, one side door, another floor, another side door, another hall, another side door. They got every. Then you walk outside, also got side door. They actually got binoculars and look at you. Binoculars. To see whether you go fast or not, whether you talk or not. Yeah. I mean, it's all because of the top man, the top monk. All then everybody has to follow lah. All the teachers have to follow. So they are very strict, which is good in a way. It is good in the long-term yogi and practicing yogi and those who striving yogi. You find that this is really beneficial. The places that I went, yogis don't care. Then yogis, the discipline also is very, not to say they break precept here and there. No. It's just that they don't really bother about striving. It's more like coming to just retreat. Retreat, meditate a little bit, walk a little bit, hong, makan angin a little bit, see the flower, and that's about it. So not really this one. So when we go to these places, then you'll find it that this is important. But in the text also, they are mentioned. Yes, if you want to strive, then you yourself must be, in a way that you must be wise enough to look at the environment, whether they are the environment or the lifestyle or the the situation of the place is suitable for your practice or not. If you think that every monastery can meditate or not, then you'll be very wrong. If you think that you go to any Buddhist society, you want to learn up some meditation, maybe yes, you can learn up a little bit here and there, but you want to really go into striving, then no. You really need to find places for you to strive. Okay? You need to find places for you to strive. What are the things that it is not suitable? Now, what are the things that is not suitable for striving? The text in the text I already mentioned already. In the past, the text already mentioned. It gave a simple example. For example, it gave like if the monastery is big, that means if it's big, that means what? If it's big, that means there's a lot of people. There's lots of people, and therefore impossible for you to meditate. It's big or it's famous also. Famous also, tak boleh meditate. Why? Then everybody want to come. All kinds of people will come, and then a lot of talking, a lot of this one. So the environment is not conducive anymore. So large monastery, not good. A lot of people, that means other words, there's a lot of people, not so good. Yeah. Another one is the monastery, it's currently being built up. Also not good. Yeah. Like it's completely new. When it's completely new, there's a lot of things that you have to do. A lot of people is so busy, getting things, putting this together, putting that, to organize and everything, to clean up, to all those things have to be done. Then it's impossible. Of course, sometimes there are repair work to be done also, maintenance works to be done. Of course, if the organizers will try to avoid it, then they will try to avoid it when it is a down. They try to maintain it during the downtime. That means there's no retreat time. But sometimes, due to certain contractors and all that thing, impossible. Sometimes impossible. They have to do it while the retreat is still on. Sometimes there's major maintenance to be done. Then has to be they got to get it done. If not, the retreat cannot go on. So when there is a lot of maintenance, that means there's also a lot of noise. Right? There's a lot of noise, a lot of things. At one time, yes, this monastery also, his monastery, they were building up. They already got meditation center, but they are building up another hall. And then the yogis trying to meditate over there next to it, piling, boom, boom. Then the yogi boom, boom also, the boom also. The piling. This here is the hall they meditate. It's the female, like a female hall only. They do piling because they are 3 or 4 story up high, so they need to do all this piling and then boom, boom. No choice, Yogis also meditate, but sometimes I like that, Sometimes these things, you got no choice. Then there are also like places that it is, as I said, famous, a lot of people, and then places like they are not doing meditation. Other words, they're doing all kinds of other activities, which is wholesome activity. I'm not saying not wholesome. They can do a lot of wholesome activities. Perhaps like a lot of service being done. There's a lot of services. There are a lot of missionary work. There are a lot of all kinds of things, And then this type of places, it is not suitable for you to strive. Because people come in and go, in and out, or these famous places people come and visit, and so on. So this is not a good place for you to go to meditate. But nevertheless, sometimes, although the monastery can be quiet, but sometimes the neighboring places can be noisy. You also cannot avoid those type of things. That time you also cannot avoid. You cannot avoid this type of things because the neighbors are noisy. So the neighbors are noisy. You cannot stop them. So what do? Next time you come, you buy earplug. It's very helpful, I tell you. Somebody else know. Gao tim. No, this is not hotel, This is dormitory. You don't know who. You do not know who they are. They come. So it's always good. I find it always good to use an earplug. Yeah. Earplug does not mean that it totally you have silent. It's only reduce the sound in it. As long as you're able to reduce the sound, sometimes you already can able to meditate. Yeah. Now over here, for example, this our place here. There are, if you sometimes you look at the roof, I put all this black thing on the roof there. It is because if you don't put it when your meditation time and raining, the sound is louder than your rising and falling. The sound as if it's covered up everything. I mean, I try to reduce the sound, but I need to do more than that. But if you put a gutter also, 3 days and all the leaves already block all the thing, right? So impossible. So, but we try, but we try to minimize the sound as much as possible. Here, even like just behind this window here, the back here, this window here. Again, here, this also is very loud. If it's raining around this time, then you cannot meditate right here. It's so noisy. So again here, sometimes you cannot avoid this type of noise. So you just put the earplug. If not, now you try to meditate, rising, falling, sitting, touching, thinking, hearing, here, touching, morning. After you got music, after you got this, you really inside there, you go geram. You're very, very difficult. The mind cannot settle. I was in Burma at one time, Myanmar. One time it was during Vasa. I was staying there. There are times they neighboring chanting 24 hours for 1 week. Oh no, I don't know what they chant, but after louder, after softer, louder, softer, louder, softer. At night they try to tone it down a little bit because everybody is sleeping. But in the morning on time, they put in a more loudspeaker. Then you sit there also very difficult to meditate. So but the time also I didn't think of all this earplug I tried to hold the ear like that and meditate. Tak boleh. too itchy out there too. So get used to it now. It's always very helpful for those people who are coming for the retreat now. So try to consider that. You want to use it, don't want to use it is up to you. It's all this option, It's all this optional thing. Sometimes it can be very helpful because you do not know what people are doing. Some of us here, like even, you have to cut the grass. You also cannot meditate already. So bring a few spare here and there. One for your bed, one for your meditation cushion there. Something like that. Because sometimes we cannot avoid this type of things. We cannot avoid certain sound from outside, and they can be very loud. Although your places can be quiet, already you choose the places to be quiet, but then there are things like that. Sometimes we say that You can tolerate the sound, but how long can you go? How long can you go? Sometimes it go for hours and hours. Then your whole day unable to meditate. You know? So this is something, you know. If you have a bit of lights, you close your eyes, boleh, you know. You have sound, you got nothing to close anymore. You know? You don't have a, then you have earplugs, then that'll be good. You know? So go back and try lah. This earplug, this or that earplug can be very helpful. You know? If not, sometimes the whole night you don't no need to sleep. Man is more fortunate. Female, a little bit not so fortunate. Yeah. So you have large monastery, large places where you have a lot of people. Large monastery also means a lot of people. A lot of people, meaning that a lot of people means a lot of temple politics also. This one they don't like that. That one siding this one. That one siding that one. I hope fun one. So new monastery, and also the opposite. Very old monastery. A lot of things needs to be repaired. Also a lot of this one also you have to consider. Then also even in the Visuddhimagga it mentioned here, nearby road. Nearby road. In the old days, nearby road, that means these are, in the modern terms, is your places where a lot of cars, a lot of people passing through whole day through. In those days, in 2,500 years ago, this is where they have all the bullock carts, and then they have junction. People were selling things at the road. So there's a lot of hoo-ha, a lot of activities going on, business and so on. It could be sometimes nearby market and nearby things also. So that is also not very good. Yeah? Uh, Even like, for example, like in MBMC also, you know, those days, early days, um, there's a window that's facing the main big road now, the Green Lane Road. That is that is like an artery, you know, for the whole Penang Island. You know, they connect the south and so a lot of people use that road. You know? Then after that, the ex Visudachara, he put up, he made he covered up some of the window. Actually reduced a lot of noise, but still there, you know. Sometimes like you meditate in the top floor there, meditate, then the ambulance go, then you follow, you follow the back, but then after that another one will come again, after from the back, then they'll come. Because that road also, it goes to hospital a lot. There are many hospital there, especially the main hospital, you know, you pass through. So, but you still can meditate. Not to say cannot meditate, you know. It's not that often. Once in a while they come. I mean, once in a while, you know. But more or less, it do reduce a lot of those noise. Also, I notice when you build a hall, certain hall is so much of echo. You drop anything, the sound so loud one. No, that is going to be disturbing to a yogi. You see, when a yogi meditate, a sudden sound that arises, you can bring you out from your deep concentration. You know, your whole mind can come out. But you already have like background sound, then it doesn't really disturb you. It's a constant, especially a constant background sound. You know that what do you call that? The air purifier. We turn on number 3. It's quite loud if you sit next to it. But you are far away. Although it's background sound, after a while it doesn't disturb you anymore. You kind of like everything fade away. And actually, that background sound also is good actually, because this type of background sound, it acts like a buffer. For sometimes there are little sound here and there. Then it acts like a buffer. Then it doesn't disturb the meditation. So it can be quite good. It can be quite good if it's a background and it is not like this one. It's not like come and go, come and go. If it's like sometimes like the our roof like that, when the water comes down, when the rain stop that, then tick tock, tick tock, tick tock, tick tock, tick tock, 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 but it doesn't have like constant time, like tick tick tock tock. Then it's going to be quite disturbing at times, this type of sound, So okay. So here it says nearby road. So nearby road. Okay. So again here in the olden times also, it says that flowers and fruits also. Other words, places during the old days, there are there are places where you're going to have flowers or fruit trees around. In other words, during that time, people will come and collect the flowers, come and collect the fruit trees, and so on. And after that, the people will sell there and become a market there. So too, the same thing, it must not be near like places like beautiful places or places that attract a lot of people. And then it's not very good because they're going to make a lot of noise over there. Nearby city, even it mentioned nearby city, that means nearby big towns. During the Buddha's time, like there are big towns and a lot of people. That means, other words, even if there are small monastery, people easily to access over here, easily access to the monastery. That means again here is going to be very disturbing. For example, like if this place right in the middle of PJ town, right in the middle of KL or something like that, where Buddhist devotees and people who have a lot of faith wants to come. Here you see Dhamma talk, nobody come on except online only, which is good, which is good. They don't come, which is good. Even in the past also, even in the past, people don't come. People don't come, because it's away from town. You're away from town. But it's right in town, if Dhamma talk like that, people will, if in the town, if in the city, people will tend to come and listen. Or sometimes even they come and meditate together with you all for a few hours. And then after that, they go back. When they come, sometimes even these people, when they come, sometimes they forget to off their phone, and then in the middle of their meditation, all the phone all ringing. So it'll be all disturbing. So this is one thing. Another thing is this. They also mentioned is that if you are too far away means during this time, they says that in the frontier of the kingdom. Frontier, that means you're at the border, almost at the border of the kingdom. Because if during the Buddha's time, if you're in the kingdom, then the guards and the soldiers can protect the place. But when you're far out now, nobody can able to protect you. That's where you have bandits and thieves and whatnot will come and rob the whole place. And then it makes a lot of people unable to settle down. That is also one thing. Too far away, especially like for example, people thought that go as far away, the better to meditate now. Which actually is not that good. Not all the time is bad, not all the time is good. Sometimes you go to certain places where a lot of all these illegal activities are around because the less people they have, they want to be there. So they do all these kind of illegal activities. Like many years ago, before I was a monk, then I was thinking, no, we before I went there, then again this one monk was staying there. He's a teacher of meditation also. But that place, it is so ulu. Although it's in Penang Island, It's so ulu because if you draw the Penang Island, if you draw one line in the center and another horizontal at the center, vertical center, then you find a place there. More or less there. So it's in a forest. And the forest is like away from people, And if you, I mean, I stayed there for a number of times. If you were to bitten by a snake, nobody's going to come until the next day. The person that brings the food to you, see you don't come down, and then something wrong with you. From your kuti, or don't come out from your kuti, because there's nobody else. You can shout and shout and shout, but nobody's going to hear you. That time also no mobile phone yet. Nothing yet. So these kind of places, if you're a male, they're not too bad. But at one time, that monk, since there are yogis, female yogis, two female yogis want to come up to meditate. Yes, there's still other kutis around. But his kuti and the female kuti, it's like 20 or 30 minutes walk. Although you can see the kuti from one place to another, but it's going to go down a valley. Then only you will reach there. And that part, just to climb down and then you climb up again. it's not that easy. I mean, if you walk fast, maybe it'll take you 15 minutes. You walk slowly, then it's going to take you half an hour. So that place, so after a while, they stayed there. After you think back, sometimes it's not so good because whatever happened to the ladies, to the female yogis, nobody is going to know. People can just come in because it's the forest. So it can be quite scary, in a way. Or even the monks can be quite worried about them, or even the yogis also can be quite disturbed because there's no fencing. The place is so big and the forest, people can come in from any direction. So anyway, this is something far away. Yeah. So too far away also can be quite problematic. And sometimes too far away also can be quite problematic because of you may not get enough food and so on. Even the Buddha says that when you build the monastery, during Buddha's time, you cannot be too far away from the town, but you cannot be too near. Because if too far away, how are they going to go for pinabat? How are they going to go for their arms round? By the time they take 3 or 4 hours to walk there, so hungry, by the time you eat there, you come back hungry again. But you'll be very thin, It'll be so far away. So you cannot be too far, neither will be too near. Also, I mentioned that unsuitability. Certain unsuitability, that means there are places like frequent by unseen beings. Yes, unseen beings. Although this type of unseen beings, whether you want to call it beta ka, whatnot, and so on, sometimes unseen beings can be deva also, And this deva can be very, very naughty and will kacau you in many ways. There are yakas, for example. They can be very fierce and so on. And they can be quite powerful also. Sometimes there are lower beings, they can be very disturbing to the people and so on. Now, these type of places, certain places, there are these type of places. The late Sadhanyaya Ponika, he was telling me that at one time he was conducting a retreat somewhere in Nepal. Some yogis and even him could see, some small little their children running around. Unseen beings, seen by some people, can't see by most people, running around. Even the Sayadaw seen it, So sometimes I'm over there with these type of things, and then they really disturb, they really wreak havoc to the place. Yeah? Just like the Buddha also mentioned about talking about the Karaniya Metta Sutta, all because started off because of the monks, you went to a certain places, then there are a lot of these unseen beings disturbing the monks. The monk come back and report to the Buddha gave them Karaniya Metta Sutta, develop on the metta, and then after that the beings become better. Service to the monks, and the monks able to gain enlightenment. Ideal lah. But you try that and see lah. You try that and see. You go to these type of places, may all beings be well and happy. Your heart will be shaking. Yeah. There are also places that the Buddha mentioned that go to the cemetery to meditate. Why go to the cemetery? Huh? Because the cemetery got nobody. Nobody want to come, which is good. Yeah. Ideally, but whether you can able to dare to go or not. Maybe one of these nights, instead of we do Dharma talk, we go to the cemetery just opposite the road. Big cemetery there. We're going to sit down there to meditate just for one night. Bante, I'll pack my bag first. Thank you. See how much fear, how much you think you can, and all these type of things coming in and all shaken, because all this when you stay in the forest, when you really stay in the forest to meditate, when you are alone, then all these type of things sometimes if real or even created one becomes real to you also. And if your mind is not strong enough, not powerful enough, do not know how to handle all this type of thing, you will pack your bags. You cannot stay there. Difficult for you to stay there. That means that place perhaps may not be suitable to you. But for other people, it is suitable. I have friends, I have monks friends who love to go to cemetery to meditate. But whatever they meditate, I do not know lah. But at least they are brave enough to go there to meditate at the graveyard. During the Buddha's time, graveyard is not like right now. They don't dig 6 feet underground. They are what we call a charnel ground. A charnel ground is that where dead bodies, the corpses are wrapped in the cloth, white cloth and so on. So the corpses are left there. And you go there, and purposely they go there to meditate. Their masks, they wear masks. They don't wear masks. They wrap cloth. They wrap cloth because it can be very the smell can be very strong. So they meditate at the corpses. Just now we talk about the two parts of the body. It's already bring us about that non-attachment to the body. Because if we see the body is beautiful and we see it truly otherwise, then the body doesn't have that attachment, craving for body. But if this one does not work, then I said, you usually bring out the bigger cannon, The smaller cannon is the 32 parts of the body. If your attachment is still that strong, then we're going to move to the next one already. This is where the 9-channel ground contemplation. That is where you begin to reflect on the corpses. You think your body is still beautiful, now you look at the corpses and see, suya. Whatever, however, it give you like 3 or 4 days enough already. The corpses is so totally bloated, smelly, blue black. The Buddha also gave the reflection that you put there one more week there, all the worms also come out. Then you reflect. This is one of the meditation recommended in the 4 Satipatthana. we already skip that. If we don't skip that, if we don't skip that, we really do that, then you see how much fear that we have. Other words, how much attachment we have this to this body. It correlates on a and the more the mindfulness you can bring up with it, you can able to withstand it without going into all the fear and all the aversion and so on. Then you can see that the body's attachment to the body, you if male attached to the female body, then all this attachment is kind of like separated, and male on the vice versa also. Yeah. But this is more recommended to monks and nuns lah. Yeah, it's more recommended to monks and nuns. If I were to teach you all this thing, you go back to your husband, see that. Totally different. So better don't do it too much. Huh? So this is good for monks and nuns. It's actually very good for monks and nuns. Huh? So these are very helpful. These meditation are very helpful for some people. It really reduce all the agitation, because sometimes if you become monk or nun for too long, and then all this sometimes the desire pops up. So if you don't control this desire, there's a tendency for the monks or nuns to disrobe. Well, why is so disrobe? Because a lot of monks and nuns disrobe because of this sexual desire, sexual tendency, the desire for the opposite sex. Yeah. Nowadays also desire for the same sex also. There's also a little bit. There's also a little bit. Because there are places that I went. Some monks, if you are with that sexual orientation, if you a male like a male, a man like a man, or a female like a female, sexual orientation is not the criteria whether you become a monk or not. It's the criteria is you are born with both sexes. It means you are hermaphrodite in the sense that you are both sexes in you. Yeah, there is no distinct character in terms of gender. So because, but then that is another thing. But nowadays, of course, even of course during the Buddha's time and all the while, we already have all this sexual orientation is already like they love same sexual, same gender, the same. So even they come into the monks also, they come into the monkhood also. That type of desire cannot able to break. But then more or less that they are staying with all men, then again is the desire can be quite strong. You know? So once in a while, I met with this type of monks before, in the past. I'm not that, I know. I'm just that I happened to meet them. I happened to meet them. And there are quite a lot, actually. There are quite a lot. But in front of devotees, they are well-behaved monks. They can do chanting, they can do everything, just like as a monk, but their sexual orientation is very different. So what I'm trying to say is that now this type of meditation, it reduces all this desire, especially if you don't control that desire. Many monks and many monks are non-disrobe because of that. Yeah. Don't think that you can stay here for 3 months or 6 months or 1 year, you come back next time again. Don't you ever think that if you are enlightened also, you're not going to be affected by all this sexual desire or this desire for other sexes also. Yeah, that's strong. Even right now, you are 70 years old or 60 plus years old. Perhaps all this desire has gone with you, with the age, but it is dormant in you. All you need to do is take a new rebirth, and you're reborn as a human being again. And from young, all the desire will start popping in again. It will still come up again. Some people, there are devotees that I have met before. They thought that all this type of desire already gone. because they meditate, yeah. Or whatever they meditate, whatever they meditate, do not know what they meditate. But they felt that they are truly their sexual desire gone because they have no interest in their wife or other women. They have those. They thought that they already achieved certain enlightenment or certain thing. But I told them this is not. This is just age only. Your age, when you go into this type of age, don't associate it because of your meditation, then all your desire disappear. Only need you to just to go and to take a new rebirth on it, and all the desire will spring up as strong as ever. So don't underestimate these type of things. They are still there, one way or another in all of us. Some have more, some have less. Those who have more, that's where the Buddha recommend the 32 parts of the body. The Buddha recommend the 9 chana ground meditation, because in order to curb those type of agitation due to the opposite gender, opposite sex, because of that. Yeah? So it's a big area. It's a big area. In the Vinaya, the agitation that arises because of this sexual tendency, the first part of the Vinaya is on the sexual matters. Yeah, you have a sexual partner, whether it's male, female. They even stated that if you have a sexual partner with the animal also, all that thing, disrobe, automatically disrobe. Yeah, the first rule, yeah, the first rule of the Vinaya. Such strong, powerful thing is this. So the agitation due to this type of things can be very strong in all of us, or some of us. Some people may not have that much, some people have that much. So that's why they use this type of meditation to calm down. So certain places that you go to, the meditation that you go to, that one of the thing is like opposite a lot of beautiful people around, two beautiful people around, and then they sometimes the way they dress, the way they act, or a lot of opposite gender, then it's not good for meditation. It's a bit away from away from it will be better. Even as I said, meditation place, the male and the female has to be in a way separated. In a way separated, because you do not know desire arises when they meditate together. They meditate together. They this one. Now I remember something again. Here. In front of the office down there, right? Many years ago, when the Reverend Sujiva was teaching, Reverend Sujiva, at one time, once a while, I think at one time at least I saw it. He comes down there in front of the office there. He checked on a lot of these youngsters from university come to meditate that time. Then after that, what the youngsters do? They patho there in front. Patho. Sit together. Then Reverend Sujiva come and scold them. Yeah. Oh, come and meditate, come and patho. I mean, yeah, these people only like 20, 21, 22, maybe 23, all the hormones are still very strong. So they come down there, so Reverend Sujiva scolded them. Yeah. And all quietly go back to meditate. So you see, all these things, as I said, you got to be separated, If not, now there are too many teachers, it can be very difficult to meditate. Yeah. Right? Sometimes the ladies will look at you, you'll be looking at the man, and things like that. A lot of things, a lot of all this type of hanky-panky going on around there. So it's better to stay one place to request in order to reduce all these type of sensual desires. So unsuitability, that means you have a lot of non-human beings, difficult beings around, and sexual objects and so on, or opposite sex, unsuitable. Now, another one before we go is, this is the most important one. If you do not have a teacher or instructor or a good friend, a kalyanamita, if you don't have that for striving, also that is not suitable. No? This is the most important for everything. I mean, if once you have a teacher, that when the teachers, you have the right teachers to come in there, then the teachers will, they will align the lifestyle of the center to be a meditation center, or to be a missionary center, or to be whatever. Usually, if they know also, they won't mix the whole thing. Meditation will be one place, missionary, whatever, will be other place. Although maybe it's the same monastery, but they can be quite far away, fine. So the teachers has to be like able to have like certain discipline, certain able to be competent in the teaching and whatever method of meditation that they are doing. They guide you. Once they're able to guide you, whether in meditation or the environment and so on, then only you can more or less able to progress. When we develop this meditation, especially vipassana meditation, some people, they thought that just by reading all the instruction, because nowadays instruction is all in the books. Why need teacher? I can read all about impermanence. I can read all about dukkha. I can read all about anatta. There are so many books written about them. Why do I need a teacher? Why do I need a teacher then? So we think that, kaki laya, they try to do it themselves. That is where they go all haywire. We go all haywire. Just to give you an example, like, like this one, like number one tennis player in the world, or footballers and everything. You think they don't know how to have tennis? They do not know do tennis or kick a ball, like if I was a footballer or any sports. But they still have coaches, isn't it? They all still have coaches. Even they are number one in the world. You think they do not know how to do this one? They still have coaches. Still the same thing. Because when we go into especially in the way of vipassana, when you go inside the mind now, it is like going into a deep forest like that. We think that we know, but when we go inside there, a lot of things get entangled inside there. A lot of things you get attached, and you do not know how to come out. And you think that you are in the right place, but actually you are in the wrong place. Yeah. In the wrong development. Yeah. So the teachers, the competent teachers, will able to help you to bring you back to the right path, or keep you in the right path. There'll be times yogis tend to sway out into different form of meditation, and mix this and mix that. Then it gets very this one. So here the teachers are very important. Usually, the teachers are important, not just on the how to do the meditation. That one, yogis, more or less, even you read, you know how to do. But the teachers are important because when you do something wrong, then the teachers know that you are doing something wrong. Because you yourself may not know you are doing something wrong. You think that you are still doing right. That is, and the wrong one is a lot. The right one is a little, actually. That's where any time you develop, there's always you tend to want to go out. Here go out, there go out. That is where the teachers will become very helpful. not only guide you, not only give you instructions, but also to arouse your confidence, the faith, and so on, to keep you to do this, do that, and in order just to make sure that the yogis develop. So it is important that we go and seek teachers when we go and meditate and so on, you know. So that will be very helpful to us. Sometimes even that you can meditate, but sometimes our external actions maybe sometimes maybe quite difficult, you know. Then the teachers also help to check on those type of actions and speech and so on. Although you may able to meditate, uh, so something like that. Tonight, so we just talk about those external things. So you learn to avoid those type of things, then you reduce a lot of your agitation already. You reduce all this type of agitation. You know? So tomorrow we're going to talk a little bit more on the agitation, but is another type of another looking from another way. We look into more like maybe like actual sensual desire, like anger, and so on. Okay, let us stop here for tonight. Idang may bawanang nibbanasa pachayo hotu. May my mental cultivation be a condition for the realization of nibbana. Imang no punya bagang sabba satanang dema. We share these merits with our departed ones, with all beings, and all the devas. Sabbe satta sukhi hontu anumodantu. May all beings be happy. May they rejoice in these merits. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.